Hello everyone, welcome to session 2 of Zentangle Wintertiles. Hope you enjoyed the first session and hope you got an idea what will this series be all about. So we are basically trying to give a mystic, foggy, winter-like feel to our tiles in this series. Yes, so let's get started with today's session, today being the second. Let us take our journey a little forward. So what I'm going to do is, this is again a tan Zendala, and I'm going to draw some trees on one side, and then we shall create the same kind of a feel in the other half of the tile. Yes, so let's get started. Uh, I'm starting with my Micron 08, or you can use a PN, or you can use a Micron 01, whatever you want to, right? So 08 because I want that kind of an effect. So I'm adding a stem. Yes, and then I'm going to start with Bronx cheers, but in the form of spears. Yes, so this version of Bronx cheers being called Bronx spears. You can also take the stem till the end, something like this. Yes, and then start right away with these orbs, which will kind of diminish in size as you go higher up. Yes, so Bronx cheers, I'm drawing an orb, I'm filling it in, and I'm leaving a small gap, and I'm reducing the size and just about reduced it to the minimum as I go towards the end of the stem. I'm going to add one more line of these Bronx cheers. So draw an orb, fill it in. You have to leave a very small gap, a tiny gap as you go ahead, and again diminish the size and just wean it off. Right, this part again I'm going to add some more, something like this. Again start from the other side, the first line. You don't have to ink it very systematically. There can be small gaps because those gaps will help these orbs look separate from each other. Yes, so don't fill it up very systematically, just leave some white spaces as you fill it, and then gradually diminish the size like this. And then if you want, you can add one more layer, kind of hidden one, draw behind, not complete orbs, small ones, like this. Yes, you can have some here, hidden ones. So that's the first one. I'm now going to switch to a brown pen. You can always use your black itself for both, but I'm going to switch to brown and then draw another stem like this. Yes, close one, and then again do the same exercise. This time there will be a little bit of drawing behind. Take your time, draw an orb, fill it in, leave a small highlight or a gap, leave it white, and diminish the size as you go higher up, something like this. Again start from the other side and do the same exercise. Yes, just the way I did for the first one. Exactly the same way. So I've drawn two of them. Here, this space you can again draw a hidden one. So you can just go ahead and add some orbs as if there is one more there, hidden somewhere at the back. So now I am going to again, as we did in the previous, our first session also, add a pencil border and then add, in fact, ink that border with the bold pen. Yeah, so if you have the graphic one, I used the graphic one yesterday, so let's again add a thick and bold border. So now you understand why, because we kind of give a transcending kind of an effect, so we want this black border to be bold enough. Yes. Now the rest of the space, up to us, what do we want to add? Yeah, so I'm going to start drawing a tangle called Marasu. Yes, but before that I'm going to basically give the Christmas feel to my tile. So a small decoration there. Yes, just like a hockey stick. And then I'm going to start my Marasu here. Like this. You can do it straight with your pencil, pen, the way you wish to. Yes, but the Marasu will be somewhat sitting here. So that's a broad outline. So now let's first ink our candy. I'm using my O1 now. Like this. Yes, and we will create sections. It will look like a part of Marasu, just that this will be in white and red. So I am creating some sections, wrapping it with a ribbon. So let us now ink our Marasu also. So I am now inking the spiral. You can draw it as big as you wish to. I am keeping it small. Maybe we can draw one or two more tangles. Yes. The next step is to divide the Marasu into sections. Slowly rotate and divide the spiral into sections using these double lines which are slightly curved, and I'm avoiding drawing the lines under each other, so kind of a zigzag. Yes, now let us ink, because that's how Marasu is. So you can either ink with your brown or you can ink with your black. I will be leaving a highlight in between and ink alternate sections. Yes, so you can leave a highlight as you ink, something like this. So leave one section, go to the next. Leave a highlight in between. Like this. Again rotate, move on to the next. like this. Yes, going to the next. So once you are done with the inking, now I'm going to add some nice fescues or sprinkle or simpler form of mukas, whatever you want to call it. That's entirely your choice. Basically starting with the fescue, converting into muka. It's the simplest form of muka without a pod. Starts just like a fescue. And then if you want, you can cap it up. Something like this. Yes. So let's add a few. Take your time, go slow. This tangle, also called as springle, add an aura to your fescue. Bring a line down from the other side. Cap it. Draw as many as you wish. Take your time. You can add some nice orbs in between whatever spaces are formed. Add some nice orbs. I'm drawing behind there. Something like this. Again, take one more up there. Aura. Bring it back. Tap it up. Add some orbs. It's like a filler. Yes, very small spaces you can comfortably ink. You can add caviars if you don't want to add tipple. Yes. Now the rest of the space, let us add a tangle called Wve. Yes. So Wve starts with an orb, and then I will add one S shape like this and the other S shape like this. Yes, and then I'm just going to aura it like this. Keep the auras close. Looks nice when the auras are close. Something like this. You can bring the auras till the end, or you can just add limited auras, 4 or 5. That's entirely up to you, the way you wish to draw it. Yes. You can give curls, you can keep it straight. Don't bother if the lines are not steady, if the curves are not proper. That's perfectly fine. As you draw more, you will realize that that hand is more stable. So again, I'm going to draw an orb, add an S shape on one side and then on the other side also. Again, start the same process. Add auras. This tangle called Wve. Why I'm drawing this tangle? Looks, it has nice waves. So either they look like clouds or they look like waves in the ocean or the sea. So I want to create that kind of an effect, and that's how I'm choosing the tangles. Yes, again you can draw behind So one is coming from that side, the other one will go like this, and then continue. Fill up the space with auras. Take your time. Then from the other side, enjoy the strokes, don't be in a hurry. The process is all that matters as far as Zentangle is concerned. Yes, you can add one here, tiny one. Yes, again. Something like this. You can fill up the space, add more auras. And probably one or two hidden ones, or you can add some other tangle here. Let's see, what do we want to do. Probably I will extend and add one more verb in the same fashion. Yeah. So once you are done with drawing the auras, you can always add a few hidden ones here and there which are not really showing too much. These orbs, you can just convert them into black pearls, leave a small highlight and ink the rest. They add a little more prominence. So the first line that I have drawn, the curved line, the S, I'm just adding a little more weight. Again, ink a little more weight there. Yes. Done with that. Now small little spaces are still left. We'll see what do we want to do with it. First, let us probably adding some tipple here is a good idea. Let me at least do that exercise. This space is good for tipple. Yes. So some bit of muka stuck there underneath my Marasu. And you can cap it up. Something like this. Yes. So this line can be extended here somewhere. Now I'm going to switch to my jelly roll. So pick up your jelly roll and first thing first, we want to add white here and the stripes we will make it red. These ribbons would be red. So I'm using my jelly roll 10. If you want to use your white chalk, you can do that also. Use your white chalk to make this part of the tile white. Even that is fine. Something like this. Next, switching to my red pen. So I'm using my identity. You can use red Micron, you can use red brush pen, watercolor pencil, whatever you have readily available, please go with that. That's not an issue. Take your time. Yes, done with that. We can redo the line at the same time, or we can get back to it later. So if you want to revisit the line, you can do that. Like this. Yeah. So once you are done with that, next thing with the jelly roll is to highlight. So what I'm going to do is highlight these white small dots in between, which are left empty, which are brown. I'm going to highlight it with my white jelly roll, since they add a lot when it comes to a tan surface. So just take that time and just highlight that small space that you left with your jelly roll a little more. Something like this. And you can do that for your browns also. Yes. So slowly take your time and do that exercise throughout. Just a soft touch like this. Yes, you can do it here also. A kind of pop up, start to look like pearls. Yes. The next step is again to add an inner aura. Make sure you don't put your hand on the jelly roll. Yes. So the next step after doing this is the chalk. Yes, first we will make the sky and then we shall add the chalk, the white chalk, and then if we want to shade a few spaces, then we can do that. Yes. So let us start as we did yesterday with the sky. So I am again using 3 shades of blue, starting with the darkest here, moving on to the next, which is a little lighter, and moving on to the third, which is the lightest. Yes, let us use a different blending stub and merge the 3 chalks nicely. Slowly press it inside the paper and blend it. Take your time, do it slowly. Just the way we did yesterday. Blend the three shades nicely. Yes. Make sure it's not patchy. Make sure you bring it to the in-between spaces. Yes. Once you are done blending with your chalk, use your jelly roll to add some more highlights. So I've highlighted those pearls inside my wove. Yes. And then let us shade these orbs a little bit. So I'm just adding some touches of and some bit on my Marasu. Only the upper part, because the lower part is not going to be showing. It will go under the white chalk. So some bit of shadows there, not much. Then use your white chalk pencil and add highlights. Spaces are small, but you can always add touches here and there. You can add highlights here. Yes. You can add some graphite here from where the lines are emerging. Not much, because as I mentioned, we will add chalk. So let us first add chalk now, so we'll have a better picture of where we want to shade and where we don't. So again, I'm adding my white chalk to give that mystic, mist, foggy kind of a feel, winter feel. Going to add it here also, just the way we did it yesterday. Take your time. Yes, I use a different blending stub and soften the white chalk. Make sure it blends with the paper. You can always keep some texture because it adds to the look that we are trying to give to our tile. For example, I would love this texture on my Marasu, so I would not blend it much. Yes, and when it comes to shading these Bronx Pears, just make one part dark. So one half I've added graphite to add a little bit of darkness. Yes, although it is totally black, but it does show, because when you add white chalk, the other half gets highlighted. Blend. Yes. Again, switch to your jelly roll, just like we added some sparkles yesterday. Doing the same exercise, adding small stars, some dots. Some sparkles in the sky, some on the Marasu. Something like this. Yes, you can also use your blue metallic gel pen just the way we did yesterday to add some glitter. Not too much, but yes, it does add some bit of nice glittery feel to the sky. You can add some chalk here, just like a highlight. Yes, and just soften it. If you want, you can have these lines running in between. Yes. They just add to that winter kind of a feel. And that's it. I don't think we need to do anything else. Just highlighting the high and low. Yes. Now the rest of the tile, either you can leave it as such or extend your Marasu. Yes. So you can extend your Marasu a little bit in the border. Leave a highlight. Something like this. So I'm going to do that exercise. Leave a small highlight and fill up the rest of the space. You can do alternate coloring. Probably we will do that only. Yes. Let's leave one empty. So I'm using my boulder nib here so that I can ink faster. Take your time and extend your Marasu. So once you are done drawing your Marasu, next is to add some shadow here. It won't show on the blacks, so there is no point adding graphite there. So I'm just adding in the in-between space. And we have already added a highlight. So we can, if we want, re-emphasize it with our white chalk or leave it as such. When it comes to tan surface, don't leave any opportunity to use your jelly rolls and your white chalk because they add a lot. So it would be nice, in spite of having a highlight, to run through your chalk over the highlight like this. Yeah, don't forget to put in your initial. Must sign and date your tile. It's your creation, be proud of it. So just put in your chop sitting somewhere here. Yes, sign and date your tile. I shall see you again with another new session. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.